Alright, blessings family. I want to start by saying first and foremost, the content in this video is not to be taken as whole truth. This is alleged and supposed information. That being said, take this and eat the fish, spit out the bones. So today I want to start by doing a video on Exodus 22 and 18, which is thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So I want to do this video because in today's society, they would like majority of us to think that witchcraft is like a Harry Potter movie, shooting laser beams, performing heinous rituals or things like that. But I want to give this video and show you guys that within my perspective that witchcraft is on a small form something else. It's just change and influence. So I want to start by giving you guys the definition of magic. And I want to focus on the noun and the verb. So the power of apparently influencing the course of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces. And then that's the noun. So the verb is to move, change, or create by or as if by magic. So that being said, I wanted to give you guys an example of, I want to say, I think probably a lot of people have had, I know I've had it, is that if you listen to a casual radio station and you're riding around and you hear a song that you particularly don't like, and over a span of time, you catch yourself repeating the lyrics, you catch yourself liking the beat more, and it's like the verb says a change that you had. And to me, it'll be mysterious, like, or it's like, why do I like this? And you actually just dig down to the lyrics. The lyrics are trash. They don't talk about nothing. And you understand that you've been influenced, going back to the now. It's a small influence. So the topic of today is going to be just one main person is the artist Future. I want to dwell into an EP he dropped in 2019. The EP was called Save Me, which in my eyes was like a cry of help. These people in the entertainment industry, under certain circumstances, they have to do things like this because they have information held against them, pinned against them, and these people come from poverty. So it's like, if someone is giving you 19, 20 million, 8, 9, 10 million dollars and you never seen those type of checks in your life or knew anybody that had those type of checks in your life, a lot of people think they would do certain things, but when balls against the wall, you'll find out more people than not will give up their morals and principles in order for like them to obtain riches or fame. But I want to start off by saying this right here is a upside down cross. From the naked eye, if you just kind of glance at it, it would look like a cross. But if you look at it directly, you can tell that's an upside down cross. Maybe it's a reach for me, but in the video we'll dwell further into some information to show you guys that maybe I'm still tripping, but some people probably agree with me that this guy was probably reaching. But as I get further, you'll see what I'm talking about. So scholars would tell you that the upside down cross is a representation for or symbol for Saint Peter, because he didn't think he should be crucified as Christ did. He didn't want to die the same way as Christ. But I want to tell you that the upside down cross is a symbol for the Church of Satan. So the Church of Satan, their main symbol is the Baphomet goat, which is the deity Pan. He was the god of orgies and music. So if you look up the symbol, I'll let you guys look it up yourself. I need you guys to start doing, I promote that because people don't like to do their own research. It's cool to watch a 13, 15, 20 minute, 7-minute video sometimes on YouTube. But if you dig yourself, you'll find yourself being more scholarly or finding information more easier and then retaining the information as well. But that's aside the point. I don't want to digress too much. But you look up the Baphomet goat or the deity Pan, you'll see him holding up one hand up with 2 fingers. And then you'll see him holding up one hand down with 2 fingers down. And what that means is as above, so below. So with that, it's like they just rule the physical plane opposing the Messiah and the Most High. So the fallen angels and Satan, they have dominion over this physical plane on earth until, judgment day come, and this plane is going to be taken over and ruled differently. But they have control over this area, and they just rule it opposing heaven. Everything that God considers righteous, they do the opposite. So that's what it means by as above, so below. And then right here, we have a note. That's what I don't understand what that is. And the note is kind of blurry. But the other main subject I want to focus on was this picture right here. It's a young lady from Germany. So I want to go to her information real quick. Just to show you guys how they target, the mind in small, subtle ways. A lot of people looking at that wouldn't know who she was. But with me having a curious eye, wondering like, who is that? You find out certain information and it just validates, the way I think and what I believe, quote unquote believe. So her name is Babette Basby Doge or Doge. I'm not, I don't speak German, so I probably slaughtered their name. So she was the youngest Germany's youngest heroin victim. She overdosed and died at the age of 14. So with that being said, going back to this, is that, they have an image of the upside down cross opposing, heaven or the Messiah and the Most High. And then they have another image of a young adolescent who overdosed on heroin or just plain drugs. So I want to show you guys an article. This is what they target. They literally from an image they exude that image with that energy, and they want that energy to push out the frequencies to alter spirits. Even though you don't understand what it means, when you look at it, it's eerie, kind of dark, and that resonates, not necessarily resonates, but alters your spirit. So right here, we have an article from CNN. And no, they do not push out the truth all the time. But like I said, eat the fish, spit out the bones. You take what you can from it, even from what I'm saying. So, and right here, it says nearly 108,000 people died from drug overdose in 2021. So that's just deaths. They're not showing the drug overdoses that were non-fatal. And that's what I want to kind of target on, is showing you that if you go do your research, you can find plenty of, articles showing how the youth have increased drug use. The deaths, fatality deaths have increased in all aspects. And it comes from artists like this. Future is just, the tip of the iceberg. This guy right here has birthed it. Artists like Young Thug, who gave birth to artists like Gunna, who signed other artists, and the list goes on. And what they talk about is death, drugs, and that influences, that changes and molds society, predominantly in the so-called African American community, but it also does that to the masses as a whole. And I'm going to show you guys just furthermore. I already showed you this article showing you that this is an increase. So this is the push that they have. They want people not to be able to cope with reality. They influence people to do drugs at a younger age or just at any age, honestly. But it's easier for you to shape and mold the mind of an adolescent or someone in their early 20s, because that's when people typically find themselves and cleave on to other people and information to be influenced or to try to mold themselves to become who ultimately they're supposed to be later on down the line. And with that, I'm going to show you guys this right here. He dropped another EP. I forget when this one came out, because like I said, I listened. I'm not going to sit up there and act like I'm holier than thou. I do listen to some of this music sometimes when I work out to get, pumped up, amped up, motivated. And, right here, it says Future Hendrix, The Wizard. And you can see in the background, he's in the woods. Now, that is an esoteric message showing you that, for the naked eye or the plain eye, you would think that he's talking about cooking up dope or cooking up music. And for the esoteric message, this is for the smart eye, the keen eye. You would get that in the background. This is the forest. Back in the day, they used to go into the forest to find witches and hang them. So that's pretty much him showing you. It's like that could be leading back to like the save me. It's just like him giving a message, prolonging a message and showing you that what he wants saving from. He wants his brotherhood to save him, or you never know. I'm not going to dwell too much into that. I digress. But he's pretty much telling you that he is a wizard, and he influences. What his agenda is to influence, and no pun intended, he does a hell of a job. But that being said, I want to double back to the scriptures because I don't want nobody to think I'm out here promoting and telling people to harm nobody. Yeah, thou should not suffer or wish to live, but the scriptures don't contradict themselves. We are not under the law of sin and death no more ever since the Messiah. So right here, I want to show you guys this. I'm going to leave this right here for about 5 or 7 seconds. 1, 2, skip a few, all the way to 7. Y'all can pause that and read it. So it's pretty much Romans chapter 13, verses 1 through 7. And Spirit was telling you to obey the laws of the land. I'm not promoting violence in any way, shape, form, or manner. Let's get that clear. So you can kill off a witch a different way. You can either stop listening to them, be careful when you listen to them, and also it's not just music like this. You can find witches in the smallest form. A new form they got witchcraft in is people who believe they manifest. So me personally, I'm under the belief that there's a omnipresence that's a creator of all things, and things are given to people on a good and evil happen within his control. But when you take things out of your for your own and you think you doing it, that's a form of witchcraft. A lot of people, they like to meditate and think that they're wielding their mind to manifest these things, but what they don't understand, that they can conjure spirits of all sorts, and those spirits will gift you things. So that probably sounds like a contradiction from what I said, but the Most High does have angels on the left hand side, on the work and the right hand side. So when people say, the devil be working, who does he work for? So that's all I'm saying. But that being said, man, I hope this got to somebody. Reach one, teach one, share the content, and man, be blessed and be diligent in your walk and aspects of life, and keep your head on a swivel. That being said, be blessed, and I'm out. 1.
Representing what we down with, praying hands, man, we staying prayed up, papered up, ammunition for the devil.